Alright, hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to be covering express handlebars. Express handlebars is a simple implementation of handlebars meant for express.js. So with that being said, for this video, you should probably have an understanding of express.js and node.js. This video will cover the introduction of express handlebars, so just basically setting it up and passing in basic data and just kind of explaining what express handlebars is. In another video, I plan on covering the more advanced topics such as if statements, for loops, and helper functions within your handlebars code. So with that being said, this is how I kind of plan on showing this video. I have a simple express hello world app. When it gets the root directory here, it's going to just send a simple HTML file. Now this really doesn't do anything, and the whole purpose is to show how to transform it into an express handlebars templatized app, I guess. So why would you need an express handlebars app? Well, in this HTML static file, you can't really have any variables, any dynamic variables. It's all static data. With templates, we're able to pass in data dynamically, which gives you a lot of options when it comes to rendering HTML pages. So I have a template here that I kind of wanted to look. Oh, that's the layout. My bad. Here's a template. So let's say I'm running a content management system, just theoretically. And someone wrote an article and I want to pass the article into a specific web page. I can do that with express handlebars. Or in another instance, if I just want to get the year and I just want to pass that into my HTML page, I can also do that with express handlebars. So there's a lot you can do, and it's definitely worth learning if you don't have a templating engine already. Now, so like I said in this video, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to pass this data in. Let's go ahead and start with index.js. Let's require express handlebars. So var handlebars is equal to require, and this is going to be called express handlebars. So when you go to npm install express handlebars, just simply pass this in, npm install express handlebars, and you should be set. And I just want to also mention, it should be obvious, but you should also install express, npm install express. So now that we have handlebars imported, we need to have two middleware statements which set the view engine. Essentially, in Express, if you're using a view engine, you need to tell Express, hey, I'm using handlebars, and you should know that. So I have here two lines that I already wrote, which is neat, because I can just copy that in. First statement, right here, the first one, we're telling Express that we're going to be using handlebars, and we pass in some default options. Now, one default option that I've passed in here is what the layout is as default. I'll get into more detail about layouts and templates, but for now I'm just writing this code, and this is another just like boilerplate line just saying, hey, the view engine is handlebars. So okay, now I'm going to get rid of this get statement right here, and I'm going to paste in the new one. So the new one, you'll notice, and I'm just making a quick comparison here, it actually just sends a file and it doesn't do anything dynamically, it just sends a static HTML file. Here we're saying which HTML, it's an HTML file to pass in, but then also which data I want to pass in with that. And it does that through the render function. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. When Express sees the render function, it's going to use your view engine that you told it up here, and it's going to use the syntax that it's been provided. So template data, that's a temporary JSON object. It's actually kind of repetitive, but it's a temporary object that I'm only using for this video. In an actual situation, you can get this from a database, so you can save the article in the database and then you can pass it in. And you'll notice I'm passing in the template data here, and then in the actual template itself, I'm not going to be calling the actual object, but the keys of that object. So the object was called template data, but I'm calling year an article, which were keys like right here in the object itself that I'm passing in. So that's important to know. So I'm going to be passing that data in, and everything's set up successfully right now. So I kind of want to go over what the difference between layouts and templates is. So layouts are your outermost shell of HTML. You'll notice how we define the default layout here to be main, and here's that layout main. It's going to include, and you can tell it's the outer shell of the HTML. It's going to include the resources, so CSS and JavaScript here, and then we can include our template here. So sometimes if every single page of your web page or that includes this layout has a navbar, you can just include the navbar here, and then anytime you need to change it, you just go here and just one change, and you don't need to change every single page, which is a little bit more convenient. Now you may have noticed when I said main, how does it know that how does it know where main is? And that's based on a conventional here I have the way that it should be. It's based on a conventional view setup. So you'll see you have the index.js node file right here, and then you have a views folder. So the very first thing in the views folder are your templates and the layouts folder. So it's going to know to look in the layouts folder. All I have to do is just say look for main, and then it's going to find main.handlebars, and then that's what the layout is. Similarly for templates, it's going to be right in the views folder. So it's going to go straight into the views folder, and it's going to look for something called home.handlebars. Now, the extension of these files is called .handlebars, but you're essentially going to be using HTML syntax. So now, same thing here. I said, look for the home template, and I never really passed in a file or folder where it should look. It just went right here to the views folder, and right in the views folder, it found home.handlebars. So then this will pass in data, and this will pass in this data specifically, so I can go ahead and run that. I'm actually running that right now, as you can tell. And let me just pull that up really quickly. There we go. So basically this is the year that we passed in, and then this is the HTML that we passed in. Now, one final note, and this is one final note, and then I'll finish up this video. Although I passed in both successfully, you'll notice that there's a little bit of a difference here in my template. Here's my template. No, that's not my template. Here's my template. This one has 3 handlebars, while this one has 2. So the big difference here is that 2, this is a static object. It can be text, it can be a number, while 3, this is HTML. It needs to kind of like break out of that. So it's the same situation in the layout. I had to use 3 here because I'm passing in the template, which is HTML. And then since I was passing in HTML data here, it has to use the 3 handlebars to be able to let it know that it can render it correctly. Yeah, I think I covered it all. I'm starting to make videos again for this channel, so please let me know if there's anything I can improve. It's been a while since I made my last video, and next video should be on the more advanced parts of Express Handlebars. So yeah, I hope that helped, and let me know if you guys have any questions. I hope to answer them, and hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.